All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. We're here streaming live from the Rock the Red event in Greenville, South Carolina. And I'm here with Dr. Li Meng Yan. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You are good.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Awesome. And she is one of the people that were at this event that I was looking most forward to speaking because I've seen you on Fox News.
Oh.
I've seen you on Gateway Pundit, right?
Uh-huh.
Where else have you appeared? I mean, pretty much everywhere.
Lot of media. I mean, from America to even India or Spain, like Italy. Like the media, I think, including like Newsmax, Newsweek, and New York Post, Washington Post, and so many. I can
Daily
notice
Mail.
Daily
Yes,
Mail,
you're
the
everywhere.
Sun, or like this.
So you came early out in the pandemic,
Yes. 2
sharing
years
the
ago.
origins
Exactly.
of COVID. Now, can you tell me like what you're a doctor or what's your
Yeah,
background?
I'm medical doctor, and also I'm the PhD. And also I am the virologist and immunologist. I worked in the WHO reference lab at the University of Hong Kong for over 5 years. My specialties including emerging infectious disease and also vaccine development. Now I'm the independent coronavirus expert and also the commentator activist.
So like you literally study this whole world. This is your world, right?
I love to study these
Oh my
interesting
God.
things.
And have you met these people like Peter Daszak? Have you met these people or?
He would never like to meet me, but I don't mind if one day there is a live stream and we can do an open debate.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
Would you debate Dr. Fauci?
If he can, I mean, if he dare to join, of course, I don't mind. I already told people that as long as this is a live streaming and it is an influential media, and I'm happy to debate or discuss openly with all these scientists about the origin of COVID.
Right. So I was early on the pandemic. There was a channel I watched. I don't know if you've heard of him, Peak Prosperity on YouTube.
No.
And he did a 4-hour video
Uh-huh.
where he looked at the genome sequence of the virus and basically determined because of the furin cleavage site that something was inserted.
Yeah, foreign cleavage site is one of the
Smoking guns.
Yeah, smoking gun, but not all the smoking gun. So it's like in my report, I have analyzed that based on the genome, and there are also other smoking gun. All these smoking guns show that this is intentionally modified in the lab, and also this is used to target human.
Used to target humans.
Exactly.
This is scary stuff.
Yes.
Now, I was over listening to your conversation with Lee Valentine. You escaped China.
Yes, I have to.
And how did you get out of the country? Did they let you leave?
Oh no, of course not. Because I start to review all the things since January 2020 after my confidential research on behalf of WHO lab. And all the things I found make me shocked. And it was urgent until mid-January. Also at that time, I realized that WHO was covered it up with communist China. So when I decided to deliver all these things out, I know one day they will catch me and they won't disappear me, because this is a warning I received repeatedly from my boss, Dr. Liu Peng. He's a WHO expert. He's the one put me into this confidential research. And they warn me that don't make China angry, don't cross the red line. If not, keep silence. If not, you will be disappeared. However, they don't do anything and they choose to stay with China. So I have to let people know that at that time, I managed to contact one of the top influential YouTube blogger who's anti-CCP and based in America, Mr. Luda. You have already
guy that
met?
you're with.
Yes, Luda Media. I managed to contact him, and luckily, we made the contact. And also, I spent 2 days to explain all these things to him because he's a layman too. So from January 19th, 2020, my messages were delivered, which make China government totally shocked and change their strategies in this unrestricted bioweapon program. After that, I keep delivering such message from my network and my own, lab work to Mr. Luda. So that's why when China is using more and more misinformation and lies to wrap up the fact, we always can review it as a first time. Then until mid-April, Mr. Lude, because behind him there is special intelligence network, so he warned me that you have to think about leave Hong Kong, and would you like to go to America to tell people what you know about COVID? If not, China will disappear you very soon. So that's the time I realized, yes, it's the time I had to make decision. So after that, of course, I made decision to leave Hong Kong, and also I'm very lucky under the help from Mr. Lude and also under the protection from the God. I believe that finally I managed to escape to America.
Wow. Do you think that whoever created this virus, do you think they're going to get away with it?
No one have immunity against this virus, especially when there is any variant. However, there were some drugs. I mean, we are
Oh
very
no, I meant
lucky, I
do
think.
you think the people that created in the lab
Yeah.
will they get away with this? Do you think they'll be brought to justice ever, or
Oh no, I believe that justice will come out definitely.
you think so?
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. I love for justice because what they've done to this country, to this world,
Yeah, and we are
is
pushing it
horrible.
forward.
That's right. We got a few comments coming in. Someone here says hi, Dr. Yan. Here you
Hi.
go. He's one of my guests that comes on all the time.
Oh.
One of my viewers. Awesome. Well, your story is so powerful. And were you on Tucker Carlson before? Did you ever go on?
Oh yeah, many
You've been on
times.
Tucker, right?
Yeah, when Tucker's people reached to me, and at that time I heard that they said, "Oh, Tucker Carlson's going to make you to his news," and I said, "Okay," and I didn't know
amazing.
who's Tucker.
You didn't know it was?
At that time, I didn't know.
You know, that's true. That if somebody told me the biggest news anchor in China, I would have no idea who they are either. So it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we had the day he invited me to his news. Actually, it's the day my first Twitter account gets suspended, so it also become a world news.
That's why you got the #1 in your name, because you got suspended before, right?
Yes, because the one without one at last is already suspended.
Here
I
she
have
is,
to add
guys.
something more.
So if you guys want to go follow her and keep up with her work, here you go, Dr. Li Meng Yan. You can find her on Twitter. Make sure you add the #1. And it'll be the account with 130,000 followers. That's going to be her. And if you noticed, she's not blue verified because when you're a conservative or you're fighting for freedom, they don't give it to you. Because you should have the freaking blue check mark. How much more press do you need to get the blue check mark? Am I right? You're a published author. You're a published scientific PhD person. You've been on all the TV shows.
Yeah.
You've been up hundreds of times in the news.
Yeah.
You should have a blue check mark.
I actually applied, but there is no response.
They rejected you. Oh, they just leave it.
Yes, they just leave it.
They leave you in limbo.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's so freaking annoying. Another question, non-related to COVID. Since you are a scientist, when does life begin?
What do you mean?
Like in terms of a baby, when do you think life begins?
I guess you want to talk about the abortion thing.
I just want to know when you think life begins.
What I want to tell people is we definitely support human rights, and as long as the heartbeat coming, so this is very cruel to, end the life. I mean, but I'm also share my. I have the same concerns. I think many women actually now have, because if they are forced to have a baby, and if this is under some even crime or without their willing, because 6 weeks or even 7 weeks actually is too early for a woman. I'm the doctor. I know it's too early for them to be aware of that. So there are many very realistic problems. That is like, how could they raise this kid, and even they even cannot make it by themselves, and if they don't want to have a baby, and how could they face to that? So I would say this is not only about keep life alive or not. It's also related to many social problems.
Yep.
And to support women to leave their babies. I believe that women all have this nature of mother. They would majority of women in the world love their own kids, right? Except for very few people.
Yeah.
So if there are more this kind of the coordinate setting in our society to help such ladies to force their kids, and also there are also education to and also other maybe regulations to help to surveillance males don't be irresponsible, just let women pregnant and then you run away. So this all together will make all these things going towards a better direction.
I agree with you. I think that we need to work on supporting mothers.
Yes.
We need to put fathers back in the households.
Yes.
We need to have people stop sleeping around like crazy, too much casual sex. And then a lot of fathers walk away.
Yes.
I'm okay with all of those things. The one thing I have an issue with is the idea of killing a baby. Even if it's going to help society with crime rates and all that stuff. Personally, I mean, I was adopted. So I was born to a poor mother who wanted, according to Planned Parenthood, I should have been aborted because I was a poor brown person, but I was put up for adoption. And now look at me.
Wow.
I got a YouTube channel.
Nice
and I'm
life.
talking to PhD people. Well, I got crypto in my pocket. I got the crypto.
And you have 2 lovely dogs.
And I got 2 lovely dogs, right? So I get to experience all this stuff because I was.
Life is lovely.
Life is amazing. And I got music. I got my coffee. I got everything I need. So I'm a big fan of everything you're saying. But I think adoption is something we need to normalize.
Yes,
in
we do
our world.
respect. I mean, I have met many people since I went to the church, talk to people, give speech. I have so many friends now, and many of them have adopted babies, even from China. I mean, from American couples went to China
because of the one baby policy.
Exactly, and also many of babies even disabled. This is amazing. We really appreciate all these people share their life and their effort to help kids grow up. I mean, I was from communist China. I'm the person of the one-child policy. So although I don't have this experience as adopted siblings in my family, but I can tell people in China, my parents, they can't have more babies because of one-child policy. And this is so common in China for the last almost 40 years until recently.
No, it's 2-child.
Now it's encouraged 3 because they realize they don't have enough people
population.
Now. Yes. However, do you know how cruel it happened in China? It's not only abortion. They sometimes, baby is too big to be aborted, but they let baby get birth and then they inject some poison in front of the parents. The medical staffs do that because they are told to leave this baby alone and also kill it. And the baby even still have some breath or heart beating or thrown in the dustbin. That was terrible. I mean, this happened every day in China. Millions of kids are killed. And because you only have one kid, that also caused a lot of female kids are abandoned because families usually want a boy. So that caused so many tragedies in China. That's why give everyone the right to grow up is something we really want, support and push forward.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking stuff. And it seems like the Democrats in America, they want to be able to abort babies up to the birthday. So up to 9 months in the womb, they want to be able to abort babies in some places in America, like in Colorado, for example.
That also hurts the mom.
It's
very hurtful.
It's all scary shit. It's disgusting in my opinion. Since you did escape communist China, my last question is, how do you like living in America?
Oh, I feel very relaxed. Also, I'm always after the communist China's hunting, but I feel that.
You mean they're coming after you?
Yes, exactly.
So aren't you nervous being here?
No, I'm not nervous. Why do you need to be nervous? I mean, this is my life. I mean, if they can't catch me, they can't. If they catch me, then they will do that. But if
could they
I
just
get
come?
Nervous,
can they come in the middle of nowhere and take you? Even though you're in.
Actually are coward. To be honest, they are coward people. They prefer to do something to intimidate you or do it in private, not in the public.
So they wouldn't come here and pick you up.
This is a public event, so they would be scared. But I have heard feedback from other events. They will call the organizers and intimidate them try to leave me alone from the event. That's what they have done, and they want to assassination or kidnap me back to China or Hong Kong. And that's something they would conducted in such open area. So they are very coward, like the rats only come out at night. And I won't be nervous because they are the one did the bad things. They should be nervous. If I'm nervous, that means I will keep myself in a very unhealthy status.
Good for you,
And
yeah.
that is not good for everything. My mission now, I believe, is to help people understand the truth of COVID, also the evilness of communist China. So I need to maintain my status as the best I can to deliver this knowledge or understanding to people.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for this. This was
Thank
so
you,
awesome.
Adam.
I've been looking forward to talking to you for so long, and I'm happy I got to meet her. So if you guys want to follow her, once again, go to Twitter. You can follow her work here. You Google her name; she's everywhere, right? So just Google
Attacks
her
also
name.
everywhere.
Yeah, and also she's on the Gateway Pundit right now. Am I right?
Yes.
It's amazing. You're so
By
cool.
the way, I just want to add the first time when I met Tucker, he's like, oh, it's like that. But after that, when I met him in his studio the first time in person, it was around 9 months after the first interview. So Tucker's first word to me is, "Oh, doctor, all the things you mentioned get verified now."
That's crazy. So here it is, guys. Here she is on the Gateway Pundit, my favorite website in the world. Huge news. Dr. Li Meng Yan says China released COVID-19 intentionally. This is not an accident.
It's not accident.
And there she is. Look at that, guys. This is like freaking the Matrix. There she is. There she is. That's awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. I really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Adam.
Great
Thank you.
speech. Great speech.
Me too.
And I recorded the entire speech, by the way, that you gave.
Sure.
So I have the whole speech from on my camera.
Oh, yeah.
So you did a
Great.
good job.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you again.
If you tag me on Twitter, I will post it too.
Awesome, guys. All right, guys. We'll see you next time in a few hours. Peace out. End broadcast.